Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at uranium energy and it is time for another update. Also, on this chart we have been tracking all along this triple 1-2 setup where we have a wave 1, a wave 2, and then here another 1-2 and another 1-2, and now we are looking to develop the third wave that follows to the upside. Of course, we are looking at the third wave of a third wave of an even larger third wave. So what I want to point out is that normally for a simple 1-2, we would be looking at the 138.2% extension for an ideal target that follows to complete in the following third wave. In this case, it is at the $22.8 level, but keep in mind, we are overall in the third wave of a third wave of an even larger third wave, and this is where oftentimes a lot of structure is missing and the sentiment becomes extremely bullish, forcing, maybe not forcing, but making this movement be extremely strong and often actually surpassing such levels. Now, in this case, I'm not going to concern too much about that at the moment. We are still forming a decent structure. The overall structure may be a little different as well. We could overall be forming another 1-2 setup here for all we know. But there is also the blue interpretation in which we are going to have a more direct breakout, let's say. Now, in the previous videos, and ever since we actually started covering this chart, we had a bunch of support zones that offered us opportunities to enter and get a position in this stock. I think we started covering around this area and we provided a support zone that was reached by this movement that followed. We then pushed to the upside and we had a support zone for this movement. Then we pushed again and we had another support zone. And now again we formed this movement, this entire movement, and we had another support zone that was reached successfully between the $9.4 down to the $8 level, and we reacted again and we are once again pushing higher. Now, in the previous video I also provided you a few different scenarios that could develop on this chart. I am not going to actually keep them, because I want to focus more on the general idea that, okay, the overall trend and even on different time frames is this idea for higher, and we have a scenario for the bearish interpretation where we are going lower, and we are mostly going to focus on that. I am, however, going to keep this more bullish interpretation that we have here in blue, and I am going to remove the overall larger count because I don't want to clutter the chart too much. What I do want to do, however, is add a larger count for the white interpretation, in which we still are in this third wave that we could complete in a few different ways, but mainly with the next stronger movement to the upside. Now, let's get here into the shorter time frame. And in the previous video, I don't remember, I think, yeah, we actually had already completed this movement to the downside, and we were somewhere around this area. I provided you this support zone that was reached after pushing a little higher, but was reached anyway. It would have only been pushed even higher. And then we completed our fifth wave to the upside in this case, and we can now actually safely track another 1-2 setup in this area. So I'm going to remove this micro count. It could be that we are looking here for still another 4-5 pattern to complete this movement, but I don't want to focus on that. It's on too small of a time frame, and it's just not worth it. And yeah, in this case, we are looking at the levels between $10.3 down to around $9.6 to form a wave 2 in this correction. But I am not completely dismissing the possibility that we are still in the yellow scenario, where we could form another low in this wave 4 and basically reset it. Overall, I would say that the trend is looking to push even higher, and yeah, I just noticed that we actually pushed past this third wave top with this movement. So it is very likely that we did start this larger 5-wave move that we will be tracking to the upside. So we are going to keep our focus mostly on this 1-2 setup, but we will also keep this larger support zone that we have here for a wave 4 just in case we actually fail to hold this support for a wave 2 and go down in a C wave. But for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.